Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, April 10th, 2021, and I have returned here to the Raritan River. The river temperatures have stayed above 50 degrees for about 5 or 6 days now, and 50 degrees is kind of like the magic number to get fish getting active and feeding in this river. So I really do feel like this river is primed to be mined for its finned treasures. If not, well, at least it's a beautiful day to do some fishing. Also of note today, it is the official opening day of trout season in New Jersey. We have been able to catch and release trout since April 1st, but as of 8 o'clock this morning, people can now harvest the trout. So I imagine there are a lot of people on this river, especially further upriver where they stock, who are fishing for trout today. But let me tell you, when you have experienced what this river truly has to offer, stocked trout just can't compare. So that's why when I come to the Raritan River, I normally leave the trout gear at home. Well, that was a carp jumping. Speaking of things that this river can offer, there are huge carp in here. As a matter of fact, the state record carp was caught out of the Raritan River. It was like 50-something pounds, I think. It was gargantuan. So, yeah, there's much more than stock trout that live in here. Much more and much bigger. Bet you there's a big smallie up on these rocks, just sunning himself on this riprap, waiting for a big juicy swim bait to swim by his lazy fat face. I'd love to be able to call my shots like that every time. I'd catch a lot more fish if I did. Well, this river has a lot to offer. This particular spot, however, does not. At least not today. So I am going to bail on this spot in favor of some different waters. So I will see you in a couple of seconds. All right, everybody, here we are at spot number 2. I am a few miles upriver, and I am going to see if there are any smallmouths biting here. Over the past few years, this spot has become my favorite and most productive smallmouth fishing spot. Let's see if it can live up to its reputation today. There we go, fish on. Whoa! This is a chonker. Get in the net. Yeah! Woohoo! Look at that one. Oh! Think he wanted that swim bait? Because I can't really tell. All right, not bad. Maybe a pound and a half. Nice chunky pre-spawn smallie. You gotta love it. That's what we're after today. Well, among other things, but this is always welcome. All right, back she goes. Oh, there's a fish. I think I know what this is. Oh yeah, that's a trout. Oof, get up into the net. Okay, there we go. Little rainbow trout. I switched to a jerkbait, which is a good cold water smallmouth lure, but it's also a decent trout lure. Nice little 8-9 incher. Gonna send him on his way. In case you guys were wondering, that is the jerkbait I just got that trout on. This is a gold and orange Pins minnow from Yozuri. But I don't think it mattered because stock trout are not very selective. I mean, they eat corn, they eat cheese, they eat marshmallows. I don't think you have to worry too much about what brand of jerkbait you're using if you're targeting stocked rainbow trout. Oh, wait a minute. Ah! Yes! Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I don't want to lose it. Don't want to be the second guy to lose this lure today. Wow, look at that. It's a number 2. Number 2 Aglia. This is like my go-to lure for almost everything. Nice. Score. Boy, I have lost so many of these lures to this river over the years. Feels good to finally get one back. In the box with you. Welcome to the family. Fish on. I saw something rising out there. Could be a trout. Could be a trout that hit this. Oh, yep, it sure is. This was probably the one that was rising right out in front of me. All right. Another rainbow on that jerkbait. Oh, and he popped right off. Well, jerkbait's wrapped up a little bit, so let me get the fish out of here first. And now I will worry about untangling this mess. Oh, wow! He hit that as soon as it hit the water. I didn't even start reeling. Just grabbed it right off the surface. What is it? Oh, it's a trout. Wow, that is one aggressive trout. Oof! I thought for sure it was a smallmouth by the way he just attacked it. Okay, there we go. Oop, and back he goes. Boy, he had no quit in him. There we go, fish on. Boy, I have found a little group of trout that is just crushing the jerkbait. All right. All right, there's a little guy though. Look at that. I bet you he's barely 8 inches. Oh, back he goes. Maybe he'll grow up a little bit. Here we go. This one wants to put on a show. All right, show yourself in my net. If you'll stop flopping around, I can get that hook out of you. Oops. Oh, he unhooked himself. Back he goes then. Well guys, I fished hard all afternoon. It is now well past sundown, so it is time for me to wrap things up. Wound up catching a decent smallmouth and a bunch of stocked rainbow trout. And I know I downplayed the stockies and maybe made it sound like I don't like them, but that's not true. They're fun, they add a nice little variety to the river, and as you saw today, they can save a pretty slow day of fishing. Plus, since we are legally allowed to keep them again, I can add, they are pretty darn tasty. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.